Hi there, Mystery Baker here. Hope you're all doing well. This is part 2 of my caking series of how to make a birthday cake from start to finish. And in part 1, I showed you how to make these lovely Battenberg cakes and these little chocolate chip cookies here. And I will link that video below for you, along with all of the other, eventually all of the other videos that I make. So I'm going to be showing you how to make a cake from scratch, and basically I always make the elements in advance, like so. Okay, and the reason why I do that is because I can make it well in advance. I don't have to be rushed right at the end, because obviously once you bake the cake, you've really got to move then and get it decorated. But making the elements is the fun part, because there's no pressure, because you're doing it as and when you can. And you can do it a month before you make the cake, or you can do it 6 months before you make the cake. So as you can see, I've made a little donut over here, and I've never made these kind of donuts before, and I wanted to make like a sugared donut, and I think it worked out pretty good. I've not, as I say, it's my first ever, and I thought, right, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So what you'll need is I got some white fondant, and I just placed a little bit of this cream sugar flare gel into it to make it more of an ivory colour, ivory cream, and a little bit of CMC. And the CMC Tylos powder that I add just gives it more shape, and when you leave it for a couple of minutes, it becomes more malleable, because fondant can be very soft and stretchy, but adding the CMC just allows it to hold its shape and become more like modelling clay. Not exactly like, it's not as forgiving as modelling clay, but it's definitely very similar. So I've got my little round ball here, and as I say, it's had some CMC powder in it. And I'm just going to smooth off that top. So with my smoother, or you can use anything with a flat surface, okay? I just want to polish that top, okay, like so. Hope that's picking up. And then when I looked at it, when I thought of a donut, I always think it kind of like puffs up at the bottom and the top, and the center of the donut hasn't fried as much, so it's a little bit paler, because it fries and then it expands and pops up like a pop-up. And hence the browner colour at the top and the bottom, leaving the middle just slightly underdone. So we're going to create that. So with the ball tool, I hope this is picking up, I'm just going to start, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. I'm just making an indentation along the middle, okay, turning as I go, almost making like a hamburger, okay, very gently turning as I go. Can you see? I hope that's picking up. I find cake decorating, especially when I'm making the elements for cakes, extremely therapeutic. I really do. It's enjoyable. I hope these aren't too boring for you, but I don't like to miss out any stages. I want to show you not only how I do it, but I don't want to miss anything out, because I want to show you it's not easy. It's not too straightforward, or everyone would be doing it, but with a little love, a little bit of perseverance, you know, these can turn out quite magical. So as you can see, it has like an indentation in the middle. Can you see? And practice makes perfect, by the way. You know, I didn't start off making things at this level. It took a lot of time, a lot of practice. And okay, I haven't made a donut before, but what I'm saying is, and it still turned out okay, but what I'm trying to say is, the more you do, the more you cake decorate, the more you make elements for cakes, when a new thing comes up, like if somebody asks you, can you make, I don't know, a teacup, you may not have made one before, but your experience tells you that yes, it's something that you can do, and you kind of work out, yourself how you can do it. So I've got some toothpicks here, or cocktail sticks, and I've just clumped a couple together, and this is where we've got to be a little bit delicate. Now normally I would do that leaving it on the board, but I want to show you, so I won't show you every step. I'll just do a little. So where that indentation is running along the center, we want to make it look like cake or donut. So I'm just adding some texture along that middle, not along the sides, just along that middle. Can you see? And I will repeat that all the way around that middle indentation that we've just made. And when I've done it, I'll come back in a bit. Okay, so I've been all the way around, still very soft, so I have to be careful. But I've been all the way around the middle, and I've just made some indentations to make it almost look like sponge and delicate and fluffy. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of painting now, and I've kind of worked out in my head what colours I would use to create this kind of two-tone effect. So just move these out of the way, move them back there. Hope this is picking up. So in this one, I've just got some of the cream sugar flare colour gel in that one. In this one, I have a little bit of brown, okay? And in this one, I have a little bit of pink, would you believe? And in this one, I have a little bit of cream. It's a mixture, a little bit of cream and a tiny touch of the pink and a touch of the brown. So it's a mixture of the three, but very light application of the pink and the brown. More of, more of the cream, okay, in that one. But a touch, literally a pup and a pup in there with the cream, and it gives it that colour, okay? So we're going to start with the cream colour first. So this is just pure cream, and I've added vodka. You can add gin. I've added some vodka, and it just helps. It's better than water because water makes the fondant wet where alcohol evaporates. So I'm going to do a little bit of painting, okay? So I'm just going to paint the top, and I'm going to try not to apply any paint whatsoever on that middle section, okay? So I'll pick it up gently for you, okay? So I'm just going to apply a little bit of the paint first, like that. You see? Just a touch. I'm just going around ever so gently. I'll just do this section to show you, like that. Very gently, like that. Can you see? Just painted some on there, and I've been very gentle. And what I will do is I will then go all the way over that top half with that cream, and rather than bore you, I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so I've done the top, and then I'm not going to pick this up. I'm just going to, well, I am for a second, but then I'll put it back down, and then we're going to do the bottom half, not touching the white. Okay, so you wouldn't have to pick it up like I am. You can do it while it's on the desk or the worktop, but you're going to go all the way around the bottom, and I'll do that off camera. Back in a bit. Okay, so I've been around the bottom and the top. I don't want to lift up, but you can see. And now we're going to add a little bit of dimension to it. So in this one, as I say, I put a little bit of pink, a little bit of brown, but more cream, okay? So it's got more cream than it has the pink and the brown, just a touch of the pink and even less of the brown, okay? It's just trial and error, but if you ever get stuck, just test a little bit out and see if you like the colour, okay? And I like that kind of peachy brown colour, golden colour. You can always add more brown if you're not happy, but I always say less is more, okay? So with that, I'm just going to go around here like this and add a little bit of, I'm just going to add a little bit more red here, just a touch, not too much, not too little. There, yeah. And a touch of brown. I'm just going to bring a little bit of brown in there, just a touch. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. So we start at the bottom because that's where it would be dark. Try not to over apply because it will run otherwise. So just enough, and don't drag it because you'll be stretching it too much. Okay, you'll be stretching it. And again, just go around gently. And I've put it on a little I put a little ruler so it's easier to move and maneuver around, but we all find our own way. And we're just going around the bottom because that'll be the darkest. That'll be where it's at its darkest, is at the edges of the donut. Okay, the edge of the donut. And I'm spinning it as I go, like that. Sorry if it's not picked up there. Okay, see if I can zoom in a little. Yeah. See. Woo. Yeah. And we're just going to then apply this dark colour, okay, in a fashion. You don't have to be as neat and tidy as around the edges there. Okay, we're just giving it a little bit of flesh. And as you see, it just gives the donut a little bit of dimension. And again, the same at the bottom. I don't know if it's picking up. I'll try and lift it up a little. Can you see that? I'm just adding a little bit of that dark colour around that edge first. Try not to drag the paint because you'll actually take it off as you go. And just going all the way down to the base, all the way down like so. And we literally go all the way around like that. And I'll come back when I've done all of the bottom there. Back in a bit. Okay, so I've completed it. And I'm going to just zoomed in a little so you can see the finished article. Now it's still very wet. And it's at this stage that I do this little finishing touch. Okay, so I've got some granulated sugar. I'm just going to put that down gently. I'm going to bring it over. I hope I don't have a disaster here. Can you see? Can you see? And I'm just going to sprinkle over some sugar. Okay. Just as you, and do it while it's wet because then it will stay. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it needs a little bit of drying out, and it will. It'll take at least a few hours, but by overnight it should be ready to rumble. And there you have it. My fondant donut that looks good enough to eat, don't you think? Thanks for your time. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that like button. It really does help my channel grow. And as I say, this series will continue. I already have possibly another tutorial showing you how to make a couple of other elements for your giant cupcake. And then there'll be a video showing you how to bake the giant cupcake. And then crumb coat it, cover it in fondant, and finally put all of the elements that we've made onto that cake. Well, thanks for your time, everybody. Speak soon. Bye.